Joah Brown, brand or product? It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, what do you have for me today?
Check this out.
Joah Brown. This is requested by you guys, so let's dive into this piece. This is their contour tank top. First kind of initial findings, this is a very heavily brushed fabric. I think you're gonna run into issues with pilling on this, but we'll throw it in our pilling tester and we'll see how resistant it is. This is a polyester spandex made in the USA. Kind of initial looks here. I can see some workmanship defects here. You'll see under here where they're doing contouring, you'll see this taping here. This is basically the same that you're gonna be using on the inside of a t-shirt to do neck taping, just on the outside. You'll see here on this side, it's a little wonky under the bust. So what I'm thinking happened, they fed it in the machine from this side, and then when they got to here, that's when it got a little wonky. It's not easy to do a double curve like this on a sewing machine, so I can totally understand why it happened. It's still clothing, it's a garment, it's handmade. Things like this do happen. Kind of should have been caught in their QC processes, because you can see that this side's actually going to sit lower now than this side because of this. Overall though, let's look what else they have here for workmanship. So it's a double lined fabric here, which gives that clean finish. Looking online, this is $94. So what you're actually going to be doing when you're getting a clean finish like this, it's actually sewn inside out and you flip it almost like a pillow to get that clean finish on the edges here and here. So strap here, you can see that the way they finished this could have been differently. They could have actually finished this with the binding that runs over it, and you'll need to join it somewhere, but it would have given it a cleaner finish. Not a huge deal. I don't think most people are going to notice this, but this might be a little bit uncomfortable on the back. Overall, like, I would say this fabric in terms of a brush fabric is kind of just like generic brushed, nothing too special. And I think this will pill a lot, so we'll throw it in our tester. So let's break this down. I'm gonna show you all the components you need to make this garment. Let's talk about what this would cost to make and a little bit about branding here. So first we're gonna cut up the side seams here. Here's all the components that you need to make this Joah Brown contour crop top. You have your back panel, your front panel, your two bust panels, as well as all of your binding. So when it comes to the binding itself, this is actually gonna be cut from the fabric itself and split into thinner rolls like this. And what you're gonna be doing is now, this is gonna be fed into a special sewing machine that when you feed it into it, we'll fold this over and fold the edges over to give it a nice clean finish. So now looking at this fabric again, now that I've cut it open, brushing's only on the one side. And now that I can look at the fabric, this is a interlocked double knit fabric. So it's the same structure on the outside as the inside. Again, this brushing is quite heavy. I think it's gonna lead to pilling. Let's throw it in our pill tester and see how pill resistant it is. For that, we have our larger cutter. How do we test for pilling? What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a sample swatch of the fabric and we're gonna put in our pill tester. And what it does is it rubs it against a known abrasive to see how pill resistant it is. First, we're gonna put the brush side down because that's gonna be the fabric side that we're gonna be testing. All right, so we have a sample swatch here. We're gonna be putting it brushed face down. We have a felt backer here. And then we have the plate with a weight on it. And that is ready for pill testing. So come with me and let's throw it in our pill testing machine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna load up the Joah Brown fabric sample. We're gonna run it through 1,000 cycles and see how pill resistant it is. All right, we are back from the pill tester. So let's take it out of the test rig and we can take a look. Okay, so you can see this fabric here has pilled a lot. I would say this is probably a 3 out of 5 in terms of, even less than that in terms of pill resistance. So I would say if you're gonna have this garment, you have to be really careful about this because it will start pilling. Thankfully, it's not like a legging, it's a top. So you're not gonna have issues when it comes to like sitting on stuff or exercising or rubbing. Just overall, tops like this are gonna go through a lot less wear and tear. I'm not sure if they actually make bottoms with this fabric, but I would avoid bottoms with this fabric from this brand. So now we know the pill resistance. Let's figure out what the GSM is. Let's break down what this costs. For that, we need our GSM cutter. All right, so let's recap. This contour crop top from Joah Brown is brushed on one side. Its pill resistance is not great. It's 210 GSM. In terms of construction for the contour taping under the bust, there was a little issues. Again, garments are handmade. These things do happen, but it should have been caught by the quality control processes. I would say in terms of cost to make this garment, because there's additional processing of the fabric, because this actual panel piece here is laid out like this, there's actually gonna be a lot of fabric wastage to achieve this kind of clean aesthetic on the straps. I would say this maybe would cost us around $14, $15 to make this in the US. It's definitely not a cheap product to make. It's definitely not something super expensive. I think you could probably get better construction if you made this overseas. So because these designs are really more designed as kind of like elevated basics, I think what you're really paying for here is the designs, the brand, and the aesthetic, because I think they've really nailed this at Joah Brown. What you're really paying for is Joah Brown, the brand. When you look at products from Joah Brown, their photography, the style, the design, you know it's Joah Brown. Could their product itself be improved? Absolutely. I think they might have to go overseas to get that done though, but when it comes to the brand, it is spot on. So let us know what other brand you want to see us break down. There you have it. This is what it costs.